Hello, Tim the Enchanter here. In the regrettable event that your holiday hangover has extended for a wee bit too long, or perhaps your New Year's hopes and dreams haven't as yet measured up to desperately held expectations, you know, you can always turn to us here at the Monster Channel, because in our particular corner of the interwebs, the macabre fun never sleeps. In fact, if the fun were a guy, he wouldn't dare go nodding off. He'd be far too worried that, whilst snoozing, his mischievous girlfriend might sneak into the room and paint glittery nail polish on his manly man nails. Just imagine waking up to that. Well, maybe I've shared too much again. But I expect some of you fellows out there know what I mean. You might also tune into my new show, Scary as Hell Theater, due to premiere as soon as my showrunner manages to get the lead out and delivers it to Halloween Jack. Either way, we're here for you. The Monster Channel, where the fun, or the guy with the nail polish phobia, never sleeps. Hello, Tim the Enchanter here, speaking for a cause with which you might not be too familiar, huddled safe and sound together inside your oh-so-cozy abodes. With new housing and business developments spreading out across the country at a relentless pace, did you ever give any thought to what it must be like for the fabled undead, as they are so cruelly evicted from their family crypts and stately castles, condemned to roam the countryside with scarcely a discarded orange crate to call home? It's not a very pleasant thing, I can assure you. But now, with your dollars, you can actually adopt a wayward vampire, receive a photo and a letter from your very own vampire ward, and rest easy with the knowledge that you went that extra mile to help a bloodsucker who couldn't help themselves. Just call the number at the bottom of your screen, and please help those who are far too proud and regal to ask on their own behalf. Do it today. Do it now. Thank you. Hello, Tim the Enchanter here, and I'd like to extend my heartfelt holiday greetings to my friend Raven and to his fine feathered flock. A very Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Here's to the joyous notion of putting 2020 in our collective rear-view mirrors, and may the new year lead everyone into significantly happier times. Also, owing to my special enchanter powers, I'll now conjure a magical, protective aura around everybody watching amid this dreadful winter's chill. Think warm thoughts. Think warm thoughts. Oh, that's rather peculiar. It seems that Stevie has been using my wand again to trim his nose hairs. It always throws off the very delicate settings. Oh, I know! Reverse psychology. Think cold thoughts. think cold thoughts. Here's a better idea. Brew yourselves a nice hot cup of tea. All the best to you. Hello, Tim the Enchanter here, of Scary as Hell Theater. Have you ever heard the haunting tale, which tells of a certain shadow-draped corner of the world, a nocturnal realm where the full moon is ablaze with stunning luminescence, massive cemeteries of macabre antiquity abound, and the canine children of the night are heard to howl long past the midnight hour. After stumbling through the murky woodlands, the more wily among you will no doubt realize that you have already found your way to that most spine-tingling of spots. Welcome, one and all, to Slash's Graveyard Tales, right here on the Monster Channel. Hello, Tim the Born-to-be-Wild Enchanter here. Are you, by chance, aware of the curious tendency for certain willful winged things, such as ravens, to predominantly frequent cemeteries? There they sit, perched atop headstones and crypt slabs, as though they somehow feel that they quite naturally belong there, or even that they own the place. Some say that this phenomenon stems from these sharp-eyed creatures favoring the plentiful population of mice and moles as an irresistible food source. But others, more keenly aware of the thinning veil inherent within these famously haunted expanses, are instead of the mind that ravens possess a very special connection to the realm beyond ours, the netherworld, the afterlife, the eternal conclave of spectral consciousness and undying energies. One might even find a specific dark-hearted bird of note frolicking amongst the hallowed dead, there to sing songs lovingly harvested from the fields of the dearly departed. After all, what better place to have a party? When all's said and done, every sun-baked, long-haul truck-ravaged highway shall inevitably lead to the fabled end of the line, the solemn depository of souls, the macabre meet-and-greet grounds for the living and the deceased. And so, this is to inform you, my friends, that you finally reached the end of that frightfully long, dusty road. Upon entering the Raven's Rookery, please to always remember, hold on to your precious little butts. Hello, Bobby. Stevie Gothling here. I just wanted to pop in very quickly to take grateful notice of your big 250th episode. Congratulations to you and to dear old Boris T. Buzzard. It's an admirable milestone for the two of you to have achieved, And I, along with so many others, remain very appreciative of everything delightfully spooky and fun that you've brought to the horror hosting genre and to the lives of we dyed-in-the-wool monster kids. Thank you for being who you are and for sharing your unfettered love of horror cinema with all of us. Now then, you old wand wagger, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, by all means, Mr. Underling.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not underling, it's gothling.
Whatever.
Greetings, Bobby. Tim the Enchanter here. It's clear to anyone who watches and enjoys your acclaimed internet-haunted TV offerings that you are a gentleman who appreciates quality and style. Something, I might say, which we have in common. Your attire, for example. It's not my nature to be overly complimentary to others, but, well, there are few fellows in proximity of ye old graveyard who can hold a candle to your highly distinctive wardrobe. Not since Lon Chaney Sr. in London After Midnight have we seen such a dashingly macabre figure as yourself. My hat is off to you, sir. If I wore a hat, that is. Many happy returns to you and your bird.
Boris. His name is Boris. Boris T. And he's a buzzard.
Ah! All the very best to you and to Boris Tiberius Buzzard.
I'll wager that the T stands for thee.
For thee? Oh, you mean me. All right then. Boris Tim Buzzard.
Stop, all right? Just stop it already.
Commando Cody, outnumbered in a fistfight, seemingly disintegrated by a Moonman's powerful blaster weapon. Professor Duncan Richards, zapped by a stolen Cyclotrodex device, sending his speeding car headlong over a mountainous cliff. Spy Smasher, in relentless pursuit of slippery villains, leading him through an underground tunnel, only to encounter a fiery booby trap from whence escape seems impossible. Dick Tracy, seeking to evacuate a collapsing bridge, jammed with innocent citizens' vehicles, amid a deadly rain of heavy metal girders. These are what were commonly referred to in the heyday of popular film serials as cliffhangers, and no one packs a punch, lights a fuse, or commands sinister robots time after time like Dawn of Dawn's breakfast cereal. He'll keep you on the edge of your seat. On that, you can rely. Don't miss it. And you can tell him Tim the Enchanter sent you. All Saints' Day, All Hallows' Day, Halloween. Without question, an illustriously well-storied occasion within collective memory, along with being a much-cherished holiday for all of us monster kids and horror film enthusiasts alike. Therefore, it's eminently fitting that I take this splendid opportunity to wish sicko-psychotic and all of his faithful followers a very scary Halloween. And I do so with all solemnity and sincerity on behalf of the entire cast and crew of Scary as Hell Theater. There is no crew to speak of, Timmy old boy. It's just me. Me. Alone. I pretty much do everything that needs doing, while you regularly fritter away your time by ogling a stack of dog-eared old girly magazines. Shush now, will you? Ixnay on the mutsmay. You're interfering with the atmospherically creepy vibe that I'm seeking to conjure.
Isn't he, Iris dear? Yes, he is.
Well, all you need to do to create a creepy vibe, as you call it, is to simply breathe heavily, like you did on all of those 1-900 phone calls you used to all too frequently make back in the day. That'll be quite enough from you, you flatulent windbag. Can't you see that I'm trying to have a moment or two with my friend Sicko, whilst likewise paying homage to the spookiest day of the year? Oh, I wouldn't bring up the whole flatulence issue unless you'd care for me to enlighten the viewers about your frequent visitations to Stinky Joe's barbecue truck and the alarming effect it has on your digestive system. Believe me, you have no idea of the stench. Now then, as I was trying to say before, Halloween is an utterly grand occasion that is near and dear to all of our hearts. It's a glorious time when restless specters float upon the evening breeze, and things that go bump in the night enjoy free rein amid the sprawling nightscape. I wish all of you out there, in the mist-laden expanses, the very best of this autumn season, drenched as it is in the dark and eerie trappings which so many of us affectionately embrace, on this very special day and all year around. Here's wishing you the most festive of frights in all of your travels. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have a little trick-or-treating of my own to do. After all, this time of year, Ghoul Beach happens to be the jellied spider capital of the Pacific Northwest. Good. Ah, well, no offense, Iris, my dear. She's so sensitive about these things.
Our website is alive with tales of classic horror and fright, so don't dare to be absent each spine-chilling day and night. The thunder does crash as lightning leaves you half blind, while the macabre atmosphere seeks to transfix your mind. So, boldly stoke up that Roku code, your laptop or phone, and good grief, whatever you do, never watch us alone. We hosts will regale you with our distinct flights of fancy,
keeping cinematic orphans a flicker by sheer necromancy. Many thanks to Halloween Jack for making it all so real. And ne'er let it be said that my wits aren't tempered like steel. Come along to join the in crowd in the Monster Channel chat. And let there be no more doubt that we are where the fun's at. And remember, keep on truckin'. Listen here, Mr. Deadhead. You're presently guesting in the hallowed house of Tull. Thor did not do that this time. How tiresomely and predictably rude of you, Enchanter. It's jealousy, you know. Pure jealousy. Hi, Stevie Gothling here of Scary as Hell Theater. And I just wanted to take a few moments to say, with the help of the main host of the show, Tim the Enchanter. Tim, we're rolling. Are you paying attention? Oh, sure. Absolutely. My undivided attention belongs entirely to Great Goulardi's ghost. Look at the stellar attributes on her. Why change the habits of a lifetime, huh, Tim? Well, I wanted to remind everybody of the big news. The Monster Channel is reopening at its all-new home on the net at themonsterchannel.com. That's right, no more ambiguity or confusion. At long last, the best place in the whole wide world for 24/7 streaming horror host programs will be located at themonsterchannel.com. So, what do you think of that, Tim? I think I desperately need to search further beneath Mr. Chin's old mattress to see if he collected any more of these hot-to-trot publications. No. I mean about the Monster Channel's new website. There's nothing in these pages which say anything about that. I suggest you get your facts straight before you go shooting your mouth off. Tim, that nudie magazine is 35 years old. You're not going to find anything of contemporary relevance in there. You measure relevance your way, and I'll measure it mine. Wow. Pin-up models appear to have been remarkably flexible during the Reagan years. There's plenty of time for that later, but I need you to help me remind everyone of the most important thing to remember about the new web address. And what would that be again? Whatever you do, don't forget the. The what? No, not what, the. Which the? Where? The one in the new address, themonsterchannel.com. Oh, I knew that, but I don't know what in blazes you're talking about, Mr. Who's on First, What's on Second. You're a big help. So, folks, be sure to remember, when the time comes and you're heading over to the new website, don't forget to always include "the" in themonsterchannel.com.
And there's also a "the" in my name. So don't forget that either.
Hello to all of you in virtual attendance of this year's Ghoulardi Fest. I'm Stevie Gothling. In my view, it can't be stressed enough just how glorious and vibrant the celebrated history of horror hosting has been and continues to be out of the great state of Ohio. Therefore, I hereby salute all of those talented and imaginative individuals, because recognizing those qualities which have made Ohio hosts so singularly distinctive stands as a key motivation in what I do with my digital art, seeking to pay affectionate tribute to various hosts and to the genre I grew up loving. It's an unending fountain of deep admiration which moves me to produce these pieces, and it's an outlet that I remain exceedingly grateful to have. So then, it's high time, I would say. Go forth and enjoy the event. And never forget what Ghoulardi's dear old dad used to say to him. Oxnard.
Ghoul Beach to Extempore Files Central. Tim the Enchanter to Juke Suha. Come in, come in.
Oh boy. Look who's been rummaging around in my old Star Trek convention souvenirs. Tim, what are you doing? You know that I long ago set aside that old Starfleet squawk box for use in dire emergencies only.
I'll put a zipper on it, Captain Dunsel. I'm trying to hail Juke in his uncharted cosmic retreat. Not unlike Superman's Fortress of Solitude, only with a far more expansive view of strobing quasars and star nurseries.
Now why would that be? What's all the hubbub, bub?
Well, Juke has been loitering around up there for a considerable amount of time. For all we know, perhaps he's on an ether bender with that trippy space cadet, Major Tom. I thought it would be prudent to do a wellness check. After all, everybody's got to come down to Earth sometime, and he's been floating around up there for quite a lengthy spell.
I hear that roaming amid the stars provides something of a natural high. I doubt that there would be any such substances involved here. Regardless, all of this sudden concern on your part is very touching. If only I could rest assured that it's genuine and not a cover for something more self-centered.
You cut me to the quick, sir. How could you? Oh, rats. See what happened? Now it's gone to galactic voicemail.
Hello, Juke. Listen, this is rather a delicate issue, old boy, but do you happen to have the Queen of Outer Space's phone number? I think she's simply the bee's knees.
Why am I not surprised? So then, you horny devil, what's the latest juicy update on this galactic Tinder love match brokered between you and that heavenly body from beyond the stars?
Huh? Say what? How on earth do you know about that, you meddlesome Budinsky?
Are you kidding? Come on now, Tim. By this late date, you've got to be aware that, as stage whispers go, yours has a tendency to travel like that used car lot's PA system on the other side of town. No one within earshot could help but overhear your hushed exclamations and monologues, since you're just about as subtle as a patented stone-cold stunner.
Curse you and your bothersome rebukes. As it happens, I have bigger fish to fry at present, so why don't you just mind your own beeswax for a welcome change?
Fine. Have it your way, Burger King breath. I only bring up the subject owing to the fact that our production office's message device has been swamped by reply ASAP requests addressed to you, left by someone on behalf of a certain out-of-this-world party of royal lineage. Where fish are concerned, you seem to have hooked one that's really hot to trot.
Listen, you Schmendrick, if you must know, I've already rectified that decidedly awkward circumstance. Last weekend, while I was wistfully browsing the Star-Crossed Swingers profile archive, I chanced to run across a much more recent photo of said monarch of the galaxy. And all I can say is, her visage only succeeded in putting me off craving pizza for the foreseeable future.
Oh, I see. So,
I'm not about to get fiendishly hoodwinked into becoming the exclusive love toy for someone who makes the witch in the She-Beast look like the second coming of Joey Heatherton, seductively curled atop a Serta perfect sleeper mattress.
hoodwinked? Your penchant for revisionist history is bearing its spotty posterior once again. As I recall, you were the one who initiated things.
Well, Judge Wapner, you needn't be such a stickler for irrelevant details. In any case, I've now quite ingeniously uninitiated things. I happened to dream up a frightfully clever scheme to re-encrypt all past voicemail inquiries and redirect the future message stream to someone else. Someone who is far more deserving of this profoundly blemished queen's Dr. Ruth-sanctioned mating rituals. Namely, my estranged brother.
Oh no! Not Gary! Hell's bells! He said his name! Out loud! Again!
With the invaluable assistance of my spiderific friend and resident cyber whiz, Iris, I've successfully hacked into the otherwise quite formidably protected mainframe within Juke's spaced-out headquarters, so that all past communications from yours truly appear to have their origins with you-know-who. He whose name shall never pass my lips. So, all future cosmic come-ons should be forwarded elsewhere, off and away, to that realm of banishment where he resides. I say, let him deal with the subsequent fallout from this exceedingly unpleasant misunderstanding.
Wow. Shades of Captain Kirk and the Kobayashi Maru. Hey, Cheaters love to cheat. I didn't cheat. I changed the conditions of the test. Got a commendation for original thinking. Plagiarist. Fiddly-dee. Do you honestly believe that Juke will be fooled by all of this? Not likely, you unashamed trickster. Even Slash can usually see through your self-serving plots. But Juke? He's not just some turnip that fell off the turnip truck. That guy has an intellect which spans the sprawling reaches of uncharted galaxies. Good luck pulling the wool over his eyes. We shall see about that. Otherwise, yeah, sure. The two of you over there make for quite a pair of scheming skulldugerists. That's for damn sure. So, you've plotted to leave poor Gary holding the proverbial bag, while you go skating away on the thin ice of a new day, much like the Todd Slaughter cackling villain that you clearly are. Not at all an inaccurate analogy, I must admit. I'll accept that comparison with grateful thanks. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must consult the newly published personal ads, so as to identify and make away with my next hapless damsel, to callously swindle her out of a sizable inheritance, then tie her, kicking and screaming, to the railroad tracks. Oh, I just remembered. I owe you a little something from a while back. This ought to curl your mustache. Never rub another man's rhubarb. Fiddle-dee-dee. Greetings. Tim, the born-to-be-wild enchanter here, currently on loan to the electric realm of rockin' TBJ guitar riffs. From its earliest days, the stone walls of the Bone Jangler's daytime dungeon were widely known to flicker with the sprightly charms of vintage animated shorts. Cartoons, for lack of a better term. Yes, cartoons. For many of us, these works resonate with special qualities of perennial wonder, fondness, and nostalgia. Even now, they have the uncanny power to miraculously whisk us away to another place and time entirely. So then, allow me to share one such hallowed offering of my own, destined to take you on a cosmic trip into those reaches far above and beyond our Earth, and into the vastness of interstellar space. Long before Lost in Space, long before Star Trek, this series actually saw its premiere broadcast back in 1957, and hasn't lost its ability to either fascinate or delight. Stand by for adventure as we resurrect the official Planet Futura video log entries submitted by Colonel Bleep and his intrepid assistants Scratch and Squeak. I'll see you all out there amid that endless sea of stars.
And now stand by for adventure.
3, 2, 1.
In the exciting story of Colonel Bleep's arrival on Earth. Colonel Bleep, interplanetary intelligence agent for the planet Futura, had completed another dangerous mission. That arch criminal, Dr. Destructo, had at last been captured and was at this very moment a prisoner in a space bubble securely anchored in the outer ring of the planet Saturn. And now the Futuran High Command had ordered Colonel Bleep on a new assignment, a top-secret mission to investigate reports of disturbances on worlds of outer space, the distant planet Earth in particular, to observe its places, people, and customs. It was therefore only a few days later that the giant telescope at Mount Palomar Observatory first gave news to people of Earth of Colonel Bleep's approach. Powerful lenses focused on this curious visitor from the outer world as he flashed past the planets Uranus and Neptune, and then rapidly spanned the empty space towards our own planet, Earth. Actually, the people of Futura had only recently become interested in Earth. To Futurans, the Earth was only a small planet revolving around the minor sun of the Milky Way galaxy, and hardly worth investigation under ordinary circumstances. However, on July 16, 1945, they had observed what appeared to be an atomic explosion on the Earth planet. As time went on, Futuran Futomic radar scopes recorded an increase in the number and fury of these explosions. And in the Earth's stratosphere, even the rocket trails of guided missiles were observed. To Futurans, these were signs of trouble. Trouble in space, and trouble anywhere in space is the concern of the Futura Interplanetary High Command. And so Colonel Bleep has arrived. And the exciting adventures of his new secret mission are about to begin. With Colonel Bleep are two unusual companions to share his exciting adventures. First, there is Squeak, a happy-go-lucky boy of the present, very much like you, except that Squeak is a puppet and cannot speak a single word, because, as you all know, a puppet cannot talk for himself. But Squeak is filled with curiosity, as all boys are, and you all know the troubles curiosity can often bring about. Second, there is Scratch, an expert on the past, who, like other cavemen, should really have become extinct several thousand years ago. But Scratch fell asleep and slept right through the evolution of man, and didn't wake up until that first atomic explosion blew him right out of the past and into the present. Scratch, like most cavemen, is sometimes a trifle slow at catching on, but when danger threatens, Bleep and Squeak can depend on quick action from Scratch and his trusty club, as they shall see. So here they are, three very strange companions. Colonel Bleep of the future, Squeak of the present, and Scratch of the distant past. Together they travel up, down, backwards or forwards, in distance or in time. Together they face danger and death as they fight to maintain right and justice throughout the vast galaxies of the world.
Well, you know, brother, the horror host stars are gonna align on August 20th, and in the wake of that, Hellborn, No Holds Barred, Slash, Molto, Foxy, Cyclone of Bloody Mayhem. Old Hack is guaranteed to go away sniveling while cradling his shrunken ball sack. Hack is gonna end up as a defeated pile of steaming slash hash, while all of its puny misfit posse go scurrying back into their infested insect lairs. So get ready to feel the wrath of the werewolf, 'cause the red is gonna flow and the trash is gonna go, once and for all. The haunted month of October is at its frightening zenith as a swirling fog bank crawls off the driftwood-littered shoreline, skulks past the time-ravaged headstones,
Collins, inhabiting the Pioneer Cemetery, to inevitably engulf the nearby mountainside and the lamplit homes facing the frigid seascape. Yes, in its way, the often sleepy coastal settlement of Ghoul Beach has many mysterious and evocative things in common with those fabled reaches of Collinsport. This is Tim the Enchanter.
And this is Stevie Gothling. We're the hosts of Scary as Hell Theater, as seen on the Monster Channel. We've gathered here to affectionately lend our voices to Penny Dreadful's exquisitely rendered podcast, Terror at Collinwood, to share a few thoughts about Dan Curtis's enduring creation, Dark Shadows.
You know, I used to know a Barney Collins way back when, but he wasn't a vampire. He was, however, something of a lurker and a creep.
Oh well, it takes one to know one, Tim. More to the point here, I count myself among the many during the 1960s who raced home from school each weekday afternoon in order to lock my gaze upon that landmark television offering. In a very intoxicating way, those daily episodes, so gloriously steeped in beckoning gothic splendor, only served to fuel my macabre sensibilities. First so powerfully instigated by the classic Universal horror cycle of the 1930s and 40s, the allure of Dark Shadows was unquestionably potent and long-lasting within my monster kid soul, which was always desirous of old dark house-style ghostly intrigues. Such darkly drawn fare has always been something of a happy place for me.
Clearly, Mr. Underling, you were quite a weird little boy.
Yeah, wore it like a badge of honor.
At any rate, I too must confess an enduring reverence for the original series, if only because it served to reinforce my long-standing opinion that every family has its skeletons in their closet, and perhaps, by extension, its vampires, its specters, its werewolves. My Uncle Angus, for instance, used to exhibit a rather alarming tendency to sprout additional facial hair during certain moon-soaked nights, and even took to howling incessantly at the moon.
Yes, how tragic that your uncle finally met his end during a werewolf spa flea dip gone horribly wrong. Anyway, as wonderful as the TV series was, it hardly prepared me for what a memorable event that first feature film would be, House of Dark Shadows. Talk about a vampire holocaust. Pretty much the entire cast eventually came under the curse of Barnabas's fiendish blood plague. I had never seen so much pulsing crimson splatter on the silver screen.
A stunning confluence of cinematic bloodsuckers, to be sure. And with that, may we wish all of you a happy Halloween.
And remember, Dark Shadows remains eternal. Hello, this is Stevie Gothling from Scary as Hell Theater. And I am Tim the Enchanter, from a delightfully splendid place in my own mind, where I am legend. Right. Nice moniker there, Richard Matheson. We're here to say that you are watching the wily, fire hydrant wizard of werewolfery himself on Slash's Graveyard Tales. I thought that Wiley was a coyote and not a wolf. Stop trying to pad your part. Get on with it. And the only place, other than your fondest nightmares, where you can see old Teen Wolfie do his feral, Beast of Bray Road thing, is right here on the Monster Channel. Hey, hold on. The Beast of Bray Road is a Wisconsin reference, not Indiana. Details, details. Who's padding their part now? Slash's Graveyard Tales. It's one howl of a show.
What a sight! In a laboratory late one night, there began the story. Lightning flashed and something missed. A poor old crazy scientist had dropped a bag of jelly beans into his Frankenstein machine, and Shrimpenstein was created in just half the time that it takes to make a Frankenstein. And so you see, he's half the size of you and me. And though he'll try, he can't be mean. He's just a little walking jelly bean. Shrimpenstein. Did Tim leave the freezer door open again? I swear, you've got to get potted around here to stay warm. Hello, this is Stevie Gothling from Scary as Hell Theater, and I simply wanted to observe that it's beginning to look a lot like a thoroughly awesome Mad Blood's Christmas. So, from the frigid reaches of Ghoul Beach, Oregon, allow me to extend my own heartfelt seasonal wishes to those spirited wizards of goth-tinged neo-punk song stylings, Raoul and Sweet Yushi Madblood, and to everyone else watching. In any case, I should keep this requested appearance brief, since I have no wish to overstay my welcome, only to have Sweet Yushi do his best Johnny Cash impression and flip me the cordwainer bird. But pay no attention to me. I seem to have carelessly ingested too much holiday cheer. So yeah, no need for Raoul to get the hook, because I believe I know when enough is enough. Even though I can get excessively chatty during those rare times when I break out the demon rum, I definitely know when to bow out gracefully. Then again, it's such a rare delight not to be interrupted by the likes of Tim the Enchanter for a change. Therefore, prior to my departure, I'd like to share one of my epic graveyard poet-inspired tomes. Much like the extraterrestrial rhyme schemes of that widely dreaded race known as Vogons, my work operates on several incongruous levels all at once. Wait a minute. Did you hear someone come in? Tonight's Scary as Hell Theater presentation is brought to you, in part, by the good folks at the Monster Channel, where the Monster Kid, fun and frivolity, never sleeps. And also by Stinky Joe's Barbecue Truck. If you want a meal to taste just as great coming back up as it did going down, remember old Stinky, parked on the furthest outskirts of town. Just look for the toxic smoke plume. That'll be him. Ghoul Beach's own Stinky Joe.
Hi, I'm Brink Stevens, and you're watching Scary as Hell Theater on the Monster Channel. Hi, I'm Brink Stevens, and you're watching Scary as Hell Theater on the Monster Channel. Hi, I'm Brink Stevens, and you're watching the Monster Channel.
Hypersonic wedgie!
Okay, this is Stevie's portion of Slash's Graveyard Tales, the Doctor's episode. Ah, yes. Sorry to be late. Let's see here. Who am I seeing today? Oh, one of my favorites. Hello, Foxy. I lost my screen light, and it's got to be consistent. Okay. Ay, 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 ay. First blooper. What are you pinging? I'm not going to answer. My phone's pinging. I can't go look at it. Okay. Well. Well then, let's get Well then, let's get started, shall we? I'm on a pretty tight schedule. Now then, how's yours? If I can't say the little words, I'm not going to say the big words. Jeez. Okay. The megalopcyprinoids will need some adjustment. The megalopcyprinoids will need some adjustment. Belch. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopcyprinoids will need some adjustment. How about that bore bag, pimple ball, stink boo? Okay. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopcyprinoids. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopcyprinoids. 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 Teach it to my parrot if I had a parrot. All right, back to our follow-up. The All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopsypernoids will need some adjustment. How about the boarbag pimpleball stinkboo? Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. Oh, God, I'm going to wreck my voice. Okay, let's try it again. I need a cough drop because my throat is really dry and I left my water over there, my ice water. All right, where was I? Where was I? Something. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopsypernoids will need some adjustment. How about the boarbag pimpleball pinkboo? Did I say pinkboo? It's stinkboo! God, I hope I haven't been saying stinkboo or pinkboo all along. Oh my God, I don't even hear myself sometimes. Hey, let's do it again. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopsypernoids will need a... Okay. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopsypernoids will need an adjustment. Some adjustment. I can't remember things. Okay. Hey, okay. All right, back to our follow-up. The megalopsypernoids will need some adjustment. How about the boarbags? I'm in a hurry to get to the stinkboo. No laughing. My voice is going to be ravaged and I'm never going to get to Tim. All right, I think I got it. I'm getting to the end of Stevie. Well, it's a long shot. Even so, there's an associate here who I think can help you with your boarbag pimpleball. God, all right. All right, I think Stevie's a wrap. Oh, I hope I got it. 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 Oh. Now comes Tim. All right, this is Tim's turn. White balance. I forgot to white balance Stevie. I hope he came out all right. Oh, it's difficult for me to get up and down with Tim's setup. I may just do a sort of dramatic here I am move instead, if that's all right. Wind is trying to kick up a little more. I hope I can get this without any problem, but you tend to put music beds down on these things, so that would help. Okay, I got to keep one hand ungloved so that I can keep the screen active, so that I don't lose the screen light, because it gives Tim kind of a highlight and it also helps me keep track of where I am. Hello, Foxy Roxy. I am Dr. Tim.
Our mutual fiend, Dr. Stevie, informed me of your illness. Motorcycles on a Sunday night in the rain. All over again. Hello, Foxy Roxy. My name is Dr. Tim. Do it again. I'm sweating buckets. Tell me about your bore bag, pimple ball, stink boo. And about when it was that you first... Yeah, when my brain just freezes. Nothing comes out of my mouth. I see. My voice. I see. That's quite observant. Now, tell me okay. I see. That's quite observant. Now then, tell me precisely how often the bore bag pimple ball shape... Oh, I'm going to lose my voice. Oy, oy, oy. I should have brought a cough drop. Okay, do it again. I just... Okay, stop. Oh, stop. Oh. I see. If you please... No, interesting. You must be 100%... You must be 100%... God, jeez. You must be 100% honest with me regarding this. The noise out there. You must be 100% honest with me regarding this. Now do it again without the wiggly eyes. I think the main issue here goes even deeper than that. Buzz. Is that an airplane or a car? All right, come on. At any rate, I believe the real issue invariably, a Tim word that Stevie's mouth doesn't want to say. Okay. At any rate, I believe the real issue invariably lies with your sluggaboo, hopper fatten. Sluggaboo, 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 sluggaboo. Sluggaboo, 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 sluggaboo. At any rate, I believe the real issue invariably lies with your huggaboo hopperfadden. I said huggaboo again and not sluggaboo. Yeah. Sluggaboo. At any rate, I believe the belching is not helping my delivery at all. Will I never? Belch. I'm being summoned. Beam me up.
problem is my hand. So I can't use that. I'm being summoned. Oh, God. I just got to get it on. There, okay. Now do it again. Okay. I think I did it. We'll see. I'll have a look. See what it looks like. Shutting this down. I'm done. Night. For the night. See? Now I hope I look at this and I'm happy with it. Anyway, glad I didn't leave that. I went ahead and did it.
Stevie! Stevie! Tim is Stevie! Stevie is Tim! Ah!
Okay, I'm only slightly less sweaty than I usually am. I think that was a pretty laid-back session. I'm usually dripping. Now I can go eat dinner and I can go watch something. So. Yeah, okay.